Hello, friends. Good morning. And today, as I was doing my meditation, as I woke up, I was really channeling to what I'm gonna share with you today. And initially, this is a 5 day, five day series of transmission. Okay, so that's what I call it. It's really not just about a concept, because concepts can be something that you can easily look at or in Google, or you can just browse in the internet. So this is a 5 day channeling of information and synthesis and experience. So it's that mix. And the intention of this is to serve you, and for you to be able to channel also into reflection mode of what it is that you are invited to look into in your own personal finances. Okay, so today I was doing my meditation. What came through me is this word, cash flow. So what we want to reflect on today is that word, cash flow. So to give you background, if you're new to me or have not experienced the work that I do, I'm Rina. I'm in the financial services business for 14 years. So I'm a certified wealth planner. At the same time, I'm also a certified life coach or NLP master practitioner. So the flavor that we are bringing in this conversation is not just concepts, but I would really also invite you to take time to also feel into the message that you're getting for your life. And later on, I'll also give you a coaching question that I invite you to contemplate about. Okay? So this is to better serve you as you unfold, right, in your experience and in your mindset, heart set, and even skill set. Okay, so that word that's coming to me is cash flow. You know how possibly it's an invitation to think about how many years you're already working, and if you're in your 30s, and if you started 20s, you may be working 10 years already, or possibly when you're reaching 40s, imagine you're already 20 years in your working life, right? 20, 30 years. So, and if you're in your 50s. So the thing about cash flow is it may be a case of where money is, you have a good amount of money coming in, but they also want to check the amount going out. And specifically, if you think about it, yung parang hole there is the debt, right? So if you have some form of debt, like credit card or mortgage, or you just simply owe an institution or someone money, and you experience that's where your financial energy goes. So it's an invitation to really focus on that. And I am here actually to create that space for you for reflection, because usually we just go by the motions of the day, right? Like 15 and 30, you experience your money, and then it's gone, right? So I feel you, because I'm also there. I've also been there, right? So isn't it that it's so ironic how you attract more income, but even then we're not able to really hold it so much, right? So the hack there is actually not to do it on your own. It helps that you have you put your money to a vehicle where you can keep it. Else, if it's just in your bank account, else in the debit card, it's so easy to swipe, right? Or even credit card, it's so easy to swipe in the grocery or do online shopping. So, and the good news is, well, actually, this lockdown invited people to be more aware of their finances, right? Do you agree? Okay, so that's the word that's really coming to me for us, for all of us to reflect on, is cash flow. Money coming in and the level of money going out and where it's actually allocated. Okay, so in line with this discussion, as I celebrate with you a life insurance consciousness week, so I really want to give back to this industry where I've grown personally and professionally for the last 14 years. And it's a beautiful journey. I'll put this in story context. 14 years ago, I just want to bring in this awareness of the beauty of life insurance. So after cash flow, you think about money coming in and the money going out. At the same time, I just want to guide you, by the way. There's a book of Bo Sanchez. You can look it up. It's Abundance Formula. It's color white. So if you look it up, there's a formula being guided us there. It's 10, 20, 70. So for your 100% income, they say a good 10% goes to give. Okay, give account, give back to God. And that's actually the Bible, right? So no matter how we feel kulang pa, diba? The reason why we feel kulang is because kinakaya natin on our own, right? So we wanna really open up that para tayong cup, diba? Parang cup, yung parang we empty or bawasan yung cup to allow God's blessings to pour more in our lives, right? So it's just a guide. And it's Sunday today, so it's a good time to do that. Even we don't physically go to church, we can still find yung mga churches natin, diba? They have a place where we can give. So I invite you to do that. So it's 10, 20, 70. Now, if you have not been doing it, you can check on it, and it's okay. This space that we have is a safe space where we can also experiment on ourselves, on our experiences. So if you have not been doing it, you can do it kahit maliliit na efforts. The important thing there is to feel, diba? To receive God's grace through giving back also. So 10, 20 is the provision for savings and investment. So sabi ni Abundance Formula, for 100% income, you allot 20%. So meaning, for purposes of simple computation, if your income is, let's say, 50,000, diba? Kung 50,000 yung income, 10%, so 5,000 give account, and then 20 is 10, diba? A good 5 to 10,000 i-allot natin for savings and investment. Right? So if we only do that, it becomes part of us, you'll see yung reward for you as well. And then, sabi doon, 70% ideally, that's where we live on the overheads, diba? If you have overhead in your business or at work, or ito na po yung mga expenses. The challenge, so in this context of this conversation, the challenge is sometimes, siya, diba? Parang rumble-rumble lang yung money. And pag nakikita natin may money, sa online account natin or sa ATM natin or sa pocket natin, it's so easy to spend. Diba? So this is also so easy to spend. Do you agree? Parang ang easy mag-swipe or kapag my gosh. Lalo na in this time, ang lakas ng marketing, no? So, I also want to bring into our awareness na ang lakas ng programming natin for the many years behind us. And our higher selves, diba, would like us to experience din naman na magtabi tayo for ourselves. Kasi 'di ba parang mayroong mga laging parang 15 sale or 'di ba 10, 10, 11, 11, 12, 12 hindi na siya na tapos. Is that correct? Na-notice niyo ba mula January, ang daming sale. So it's an invitation to look into ano na nga ba nangyari sa mga sale. At the same time, channel it for the purpose na ma-serve din tayo, 'di ba? Nung money, nung blessing na 'yon. Okay, so we talked about cash flow concept. You can just check into that, and then we talked about the 10-20-70 formula. It's just an invitation for you to also contemplate on it. And it doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to look perfect. It's just all of these are just for awareness also. And merong concept din na motivation follows action. So if you do even 1% action step towards that financial security, you'll see how you experience it and be more motivated. Now let's go into the appreciation naman of life insurance and health insurance. So, October is actually Life Insurance Consciousness Week. Well, the first part of it. And the beautiful thing, it's amazing that at this time, I just want to share with you, if you have already any type of insurance like VL or term or anything na may insurance, congratulations! Okay, so you're part of the 2.3%. So I'm putting myself out here and sharing information that, interestingly, if you look at Facebook, it's quite sad that there are a number of candles, right? We don't have to go far. Some of them we know, some of them are family, some of them are friends. Diba? In this time, in this high risk environment, high risk kasi may COVID pa, right? It's sad that not many has something left for their family. In fact, 2.3% of the 110 million Filipinos are insured for individual. Siguro a good 4% kapag kasama yung mga company insurances. So what does this mean? It means left and right, andito yung risk, pwedeng mamawala, and it's a problem na merong final expenses and hindi siya na-address, 'di ba? Walang immediate money for it. I'll give you statistics that it's interesting that the glutathione industry is nasa mga 8%. 8 to 11% ang penetration in the market. What does that mean? 'Di ba? Kung 8 to 10% si glutathione industry and insurance industry is just 2 to 3%, what it means is at some point there will come a time that there's so many white Filipinos. Alam mo yung parang kasing puti na sila ng bond paper pero walang pera. That's really what's happening. And what's also interesting is the awareness on these things just came at this time. Specifically, more than anywhere else in the Asia-Pacific region, the Philippines shoot up in increased awareness on provision for health and life in this time. 87%. Ang cute, diba? So, para tayong sleeping giant ba yun? Parang, ang tagal na time na wala pa masyadong awareness. Now, given that there's awareness already, I also want to share with you the beauty of it. No? So, what's coming to me is a story when I was first starting in this industry. When I was 24 years old, that was 14 years ago. I was 24 years old and I don't have so much money pa. Siyempre, kaka-start ko pa lang, na-imagine nyo. And I had a meeting, but I was very dedicated to what I do. I had a meeting with a national sales manager ng company. He was earning. So this story that I'm going to now is my David and Goliath story. So I love this story and I want to share it with you. So this is my David and Goliath story. Of course, dun sa story, ako si David. Ako yung bata na payat at wala pang masyadong di ba? Experience sa financial planning. And I had the chance to meet he's a 42-year-old person who's a national sales manager. He was already working as a national sales manager, earning 6 digits. Okay? So, na-imagine mo, yun yung David and Goliath story. So, when I had a call with him, sabi ko, hello, this friend of yours recommended me to meet you. So, sabi niya, I'm not interested. Sabi niya. So, sabi ko, oh, okay. How about we meet? And we're just gonna talk in 10 minutes. If you feel you're not being served, then I can just tell your friend that at least we met. Diba? Because I'm sure your friend has good intentions why she wanted me to meet you. And so, he agreed. So, I was 24. I saw myself in Taguig. It's the first time for me to go to that place. And when we had this conversation, he told me, in this boardroom. So, dito siya, and I was on the other side of the big table in their boardroom. And he said, oh, before you start, can you help me? Oh, okay, before you start, sabi niya, you know, I'm a very devout Christian. And I believe that God provides. So, in my journey, I surely, you know, nandami na nag-offer sa akin, diba? But, parang, I just feel, if I get, I'm not trusting God. Parang so, can you help me with that mindset? Kasi mindset niya is God provides. And so, He doesn't want to plan out His life. And so, I was there. I was, diba, thin. But I know that this is a God-given mission for me. So, sabi ko, palagay niyo po, sino po nagpadala sa akin dito? And then he was just laughing. Sabi niya, well, yeah, makes sense, diba? Parang di nga kita alam, but you're here. And, I mean, okay, so sige, proceed. But wait, sabi niya. What do you think about this thing where I know in a mind level yung beauty niya, but why do I not get? Can you help me understand? Because in my age now, madami na nag-offer and hindi ako makuha. Why? So you know what? This is what I want to share with you. Sabi ko sa kanya, may question po ako. If you go back to when you were growing up, possibly siguro mga 5 to 7 years old, do you remember or do you recall that your parents receive these letters from insurance companies na nagbabayad sila ng insurance? And he goes, hindi. So sabi ko, is it possible that even now that you're successful, you're a successful man, you're a learned man, you are really good, you're wise, you're intelligent, is it possible that wala tayong anchor? Walang anchor when you were growing up. So even if logically you feel it makes sense, walang sense of anchor given that hindi mo siya nakita or growing up. Parang walang modeling. Does it make sense for you? And he goes, yeah, that makes sense. And our 10-minute conversation went on for 2 hours. So he asked, pwede ba parents ko dyan? Sabi ko, sure. Tingnan po natin, ilang taon po ang parents? And he goes, 74. Sabi ko, ang insurance coverage hanggang mga 65. Tapos, yung mga one-time placement, kung gusto mo may insurance pa rin, hanggang 70. Okay. So, ang next niya is, pwede ba yung anak ko? Pwede ba akong magkuha for my son? For college? Sabi ko, sige po, ilang taon na siya? Sabi niya, next year. So, sabi ko, okay. Kung next year, ang iksi na lang ng time period, right, guys? So, sabi ko, meron po ba kayong ipon? Like, 100,000, 500,000, alam mo yun, medyo malaking amount, so that we can make it work in the sense na in time for next year, you can use that money for the tuition. Sabi niya, wala. Sabi niya, okay, so we can start something for your son, pero hindi pa siya immediate na next year kukunin, right? Kasi it has to grow pa. How about, sabi niya, pwede ba ako dyan? Sabi ko, opo. Ang question ko is, in the last 5 years, wala po ba tayong hospitalization? And he goes, actually, wala naman, but I have diabetes. So, in short, the invitation there is to really get it at a time na pwede pa. So, right now, this person, wala na siya with us. And when I learned about it, well, he developed sickness over the years kasi syempre diabetes, tawag nito, hit his body. And nawala na siya, diba? So, ang cute nito is the legacy that he left was he let me meet their HR, yung company nila. And that's when we started talking about insurance for their company. And actually right now, yung HR nila, she was the one who after 10 years, she's the one who contacted me and told me the news na nawala na nga si Sir. And she is now actually licensing as a financial planner. So see, what I want to empower you with is this awareness. Do you know? So all of these conversations is really just about awareness and ano yung consciousness natin at this time. Because do you know, I'm gonna put this on the table na rin, no? That the level of wealth consciousness that we have, huwag kayong mag-alala, we are not to beat ourselves. It is direct, ang tawag dito, may direct impact yung ating lineage. Do you see this? It is a generational thing. So, in neuroscience, in a cellular level, it is 3 generations down. May impact yung ating wealth consciousness from 3 generations up pa natin. In shamanic practice, it's 7 generations. Diba? Is it the first time you're hearing this? Can you give me a hands up if this is the first time you're hearing this? So, ako, I've learned this and I'm sharing this with you because I am also undergoing, apart from being a certified wealth planner and life coach, I'm also undergoing embodied ascension training. You and I, we are, diba, you've heard this, we are souls, we are spirits having a physical experience. So, our soul is journeying, and your soul specifically, diba, our soul specifically chose to be in this time. So we have a contribution. Our voice, our experiences, we have a contribution to yung level of consciousness of humanity. So, given that, the invitation talaga is really in our lifetime. So I really invite you to this beautiful thing of really having that awareness that in this lifetime, the invitation is for you to create wealth by being who you are, diba? By using your God-given gifts and talents, and then, diba, not just use that in this lifetime, diba? Not just in the survival mode, but we are meant to thrive and really actually pass it on to our next generation. Are you with me in that journey? Because else, whatever you do in this lifetime, whether or not you plan it out or hindi, meron siyang impact sa lineage mo. So, yun yung actually beauty of this awareness, diba? You can choose otherwise. You can choose to leave this earth a better place pag natapos ng lifetime. At the same time, it's really using your God-given gifts and talents, diba? Not just for the service of yourself, but also for others, and specifically sa mga next generations mo. Okay, so ano to? #generational wealth. So I'm happy to be able to share with you that story, and that story is so precious to me. Yung aking David and Goliath story, because I've seen there that even we don't really have to look outside of ourselves, but the invitation is to really get deep on ano yung ating voice. So ako, the reason why I'm sharing this, and the reason I was naturally able to ask him if he saw kung merong mails or letters yung parents niya, is because I grew up seeing those in our family. So I want to honor our mom and dad because they have insurances. In fact, in our family, multiple insurances kami. My mom has right now 23 yung last time. So malamang nadagdagan na siguro mga 25 insurance plans. I have 9. So ang kwento ko naman, from 21 to 25, I have 4 insurance policies already. So, sige, ikukwento ko na yun sa inyo kung bakit ako passionate on this. So, kanina I talked about life, diba? Coverage. And ngayon, ikukwento ko sa'yo yung personal story ko on why I'm passionate on this. So, as I mentioned, since age 21 to 25, I have 4 policies. So, mahilig akong kumuha talaga ng mga insurances. Why? You know, because maano kasi ako by age 23, nag-usap na kami ni God. sabi ko kay God, Lord, this is my covenant with God, no? Parang, Lord, use me, use my life, allow me to use my talents to serve you. So, noong time na yon, medyo mahilig ako mag-work. Tapos, very diligent akong worker. So, in the span of 4 years, 4 times ako na-promote. So, I was 24, I was already a manager in our company of 800 people. Because I work not for man, but I work for God. So, even in this time that we are together, this is me serving Him also. Diba? Na parang sharing kung ano man yung mga na-distill na information or experience and insight in this past 14 years. So, dahil yun nga yung mindset ko, diba? I work for God, not for a man, I just continue to serve. And dahil lagi ako napopromote, so I have money at an earlier age that I don't really sobrang use. So what do I do with it? Contrary to my other, what do you call this? Classmates? No, not classmates. Workmates, ganon. Yung mga other workmates ko, mahilig silang, yung mga mahal, bumili ng mga mahal na kung ano-anong branded. It's a blessing that I don't really need to buy branded things. I'm really more of, ano ba yung valuable for me? Parang ganon. Kasi it's a blessing that, well, my mom has things naman that I can borrow, mga ganon. So, what's valuable for me, i-share ko sa inyo, is the idea of when I exit this world is meron akong legacy. At an early age, ganun na yung ano ko. Ganun na yung mga hilig ko. So, because of that, by 4 years ko working, kumukuha ako ng insurance policy every time I get promoted. So that's how I express it. I don't channel it to gastos, but I channel it to getting insurance and investments. So actually, alam nyo ba, yung isa kong investment or pension plan that I got 15 years ago, kasi 16 years ako nag-mature siya this year. Nakakatuwa, diba? After 15 years, nag-mature siya. So, yan, pambayad siya din ngayon in this time. So, yun yung cute. Now, what happened was, so I have insurance plans, I was working, ganon. And then at 26, so this is, every day I go to work, I turn mornings into evenings, ganon. And then but one day, I thought of getting a 1 million coverage. I was 26 years old. So, nag-write ako ng application, nag-submit ako, kasi gusto ko yung ganun pag umexit ako, meron akong pamana, ganun. Parang, it's a gift of love for me. And I was single din wala pa akong family nun. So, at the same time, yung clients ko nun, sabi ko, alam mo yun, I was really imagining na pag umexit ako sa world, yung clients ko, pag pumunta sila, may treat sila, alam mo yun, yung insurance proceeds ko, pwedeng pambili ng, alam mo yun, Starbucks treat, or, actually, yung time na yun, ang naisip ko is hotel treat. Ganon ako excited mag-isip ng mga ganyang bagay, na parang, ang gusto kong i-point out doon is, when you exit this world, you can leave, comfort, or, even luxury for your family, or for your loved ones. And part of my insurance, nung time na yon, it goes to clients. May ganun pa akong paek-ek. Ngayon, eto na, I got 1 million. I received a letter na kailangan ko daw magpa-check up. Ganun pala yon. So, ikukwento ko na rin sa inyo para aware kayo. Kapag mataas na yung coverage mo in insurance companies, pag lumampas na siya ng 5 million or 6 million ngayon, the insurance company will ask you to have a physical exam. Ganun pala yun. Because, of course, risk ng company yun, di ba? So, I found myself in Shangri-La in Healthway, dun sa 5th floor. So, 11 a.m. andun ako. Sabi ko, pwede bang mauna na ako? Kasi wala namang makikita sa akin, di ba? Kasi bata ko pa naman Tapos, assertive pa ako noon na unahin na nila at wala naman ako, mabilis lang naman ako. So, I had an executive check-up. Which is paid by the insurance company. And I went through my day and I went through the week. The following week, I received this letter. When I opened it, nakasulat doon, Dear Miss Moreno, thank you for your interest in applying with us. We regret to inform you that your application for insurance was declined because I was found to have breast cyst. So, I was shocked, diba? Parang, in my head, I mean, I read it, tapos, in my heart, I was I was shocked. Parang, ha? Parang, I'm so young. Madidecline ako insurance. Ang bata ko kaya. Wala na ako nararamdaman, di ba? And that went on for, alam mo ba, ang mga next years ko, seriously, nagpapacheck ako every 6 months. Imagine mo yun. Every 6 months, nagpapacheck ako because yun yung requirement kung siya ay benign. So, it went on from 26 years old to 31. Alam mo, sa totoong buhay, nagtatampo na nga ako eh. Kasi sabi ko, Lord, ba't ganun? Ibang tao, ang pakialam dito. So, parang ako, ang hilig ko dito. Ako pa yung na-decline. Tapos, at the same time, licensed na ako na financial planner noon. Awardee ako every year. And part of our, parang the company gives us is a health card. Yung MaxiCare or IntelliCare, kung ano man, in this time ngayon, MaxiCare kami. So, parang hindi ko ma-use yung health card kasi hindi ako pasado ng, ano ba yun? Yung group insurance ko. Sobrang nakakalungkot talaga siya. Alam mo yun? Parang I know if yung mga kasabay ko, I have friends now na hindi na rin ganun ka-healthy. Nakakabagabag. Ganon. Nakakatampo, nakakashock, parang ganon. So, and part of that, so sabi ko, ba't ganon? Pero, in one of, lagi naman kami nagkakausap ni God. So, actually, itong pagla-live ko, siya yan eh. Parang sabi niya mag-live daw ako. So, sabi ko, sige Lord, thank you for giving me the energy. So, sige, magkukwento ako. Sabi, it became part, parang naging part siya ng ng mission. Kasi daw ang daldal ko naman, ang hilig ko mag-aral, tapos mahilig ako magkwento at magkwento ng, alam yun, ng mga may value. Ng palagay kong may value sa buhay. Mahilig ako sa mga pag-unfold ng life. So, ikwento ko na daw din. So, you know what happened? Because of that, out of the 1,000 plus policy holders that I take care of, mga 99.9% merong health plan. I'm really, at alam nyo po yan, di ba? You're watching. So, I'm very passionate on this health plan because the insight that really came to me strongly was you're never too young na pwedeng hindi ka na pwede. Alam mo yan, na pwede ka ma-decline. So, itong chance, it's really wisdom and it's also God's grace na makakuha ka ng insurance, ng health and life insurance habang pwede pa yung katawan mo. Ganon. Because there will be a time na kahit madami ng pambayad, hindi na pwede. And when that time comes, you can imagine, pag fast forward mo yung life, ang gastos, right? Magastos siya kapag wala tayong mga salo or mga buffer funds. So, there. Fast forward to today, meron pa rin akong breast cyst. Actually, hindi naman siya nawala. Akala ko mawawala siya nung nag-baby ako ng 3 and they're feeding. Pero andito pa rin siya. But I think it's really part of my purpose also to instill that value to especially Filipinos here in the Philippines. So, fast forward, I was young pa no, 26. So, fast forward to 2016. I licensed as it's an outside course, para siyang MBA, Certified Wealth Planner. And what hit me strongly in the message there was, if you're a Filipino living in the Philippines, it is but wise that you have health coverage. So, kasi isn't it that when people get sick, ang next question is magkano? 'Di ba? Parang okay naman lahat eh, 'di ba? Parang hindi tayo naghahangad ng malaki, okay lang. But pag nagkasakit, ibang usapan eh. So, in the Philippines, know that, well, yung PhilHealth system natin is up to 6% usually yung pina-forward. The rest of the 94% 4%, ikaw na ang gagastos. Imagine mo. So, dito po pasok yung bayanihan concept. Right? So, let's say 1 million yung bill mo in the hospital. Ano siya? Yun nga. Ikaw magka-come up ng mga 900 plus thousand. Diba? Gastos. So, the solution is to get insurance, especially if you're a Filipino living in the Philippines, because wala tayong masyadong government support. I mean, versus the US, Canada, diba, Australia, New Zealand, and the European nations na may support sila from the government. So, tayo, sarili-sariling, diba, diskarte. So, that's wise to check and put in your portfolio. Ganon. And what else is coming to me is, it's really that reminder. And merong computation siya. So, actually, after this week-long thing, if you wanna go deeper, I'll be teaching paano mag-compute. So, sige, we'll go into that. But for now, it's really opening that awareness muna. That's why, that's the intention of us gathering today. So, ayan. So, for today, we talked about that, diba, legacy, or something you want to be remembered by. And of course, while alive, something for us to use while alive, diba? Para hindi lang tayo charity case. So, ang theme natin today, we started with cash flow, and I want to end with this. It's #dignity amidst uncertainty. So, there. So, dignity amidst uncertainty, kung mayroong illness, and dignity amidst uncertainty, kung umexit man sa mundo, because, of course, all of these entails cost. Right? So, thank you so much for joining me this morning. And my question, I'll leave you with a coaching question. One is a reflection question on, did you come, if you look back, I'd like for you to think of when you were younger, diba? Did you grow up having modeling from your parents? Yan muna, diba? Kung meron po ba ang parents nating some level of insurance, may ganun ba sila? Are you part of that? Diba? Are you is it something na na-ingrain in you? So if yes, then naturally you see yung value of it. If no, then you now have a choice point, right? Because it's very simple. Where you are at now is a result of your past thoughts, actions, and decisions. And where you want to be in the future, 20, 30 years from now, is going to be results of your current, diba, thoughts, actions, and decisions. So, if you want to paint a different story, #be that change that you want to see. Okay? And on a higher self, and of course, that's why you're here. That's why you're watching this, diba? Your higher self is really inviting you to really mark your stay here, because we're just passing through or passing by in this lifetime. But if we can mark that, diba, na magkaroon tayo ng beautiful exit, or we can gift ourselves with that dignity amidst uncertainty, then diba, fulfilling, diba? Na-imagine mo ba yung soul mo na kinikilig and happy about that beautiful, diba, parang decision. So that's the beauty, and this is the theme of what we're gonna talk about more. Is really creating this space for you to reflect on where you wanna be, so that you can make wise, intelligent, diba, actionable steps in the now. Okay, so I hope this served you, and this is me sending you love and peace and hope Ayan. So, isinishare ko sa inyo yung mga things na um, excited ako about. So, I hope it helped you also. So, check on that and see ano yung gusto nyo din. Ano yung decision point nyo in the now. Of course, join me tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow and the next coming days until Thursday, I'll be sharing more. So, tomorrow, I think ang topic natin tomorrow, kasi we talked about life and health today and cash flow. Tomorrow, okay, we're gonna talk about education and retirement planning. Okay, so thank you, and whether you're here in the live, thank you for joining me here in the live or in the replay, know that you're still receiving the same level of energy and blessing as that you can use in your life's unfolding. Have a great day and be kind, especially to yourself, so you can be kinder to others. We can all be kinder to everyone. Good morning!